Hello everyone, my name is Nivrith. I'm a sophomore attending the Engineering and Science University Magnet School in West Haven, Connecticut, and today I'll be talking about my project, specifically evaluating hyperparameter between machine learning classifiers for pancreatic cancer detection via united biomarkers. So, what's my background? Well, in seventh grade during quarantine, I played a lot of Roblox, and that got me interested in game development. So because of that, I created a lot of Roblox games using a coding language called Lua, and I generated over 60,000 Robux, which equates to a couple $100. So that really started my passion for coding in general. Now, my personal motivations behind this project. In ninth grade, my family friend was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and it was a late diagnosis. When he was diagnosed, he had late-stage pancreatic cancer, and he tried to get diagnosed with pancreatic cancer a few months prior, but all those diagnostic tests all came back as false. They said he didn't have pancreatic cancer, and the tests that he got were blood tests and x-rays. However, when he did eventually get diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, it was in its late stage, and pancreatic cancer is only treatable in its early stage, which presented a problem. So I wanted to research a new diagnostic method that could have a higher accuracy than x-rays and blood tests. Basically, X-rays and blood tests, according to the World Health Organization, have an accuracy of detecting early-stage pancreatic cancer of around 80%. So I wanted to try and research unique biomarkers to see if I can get a higher accuracy score, which can better benefit the healthcare system. So, what research did I do? Well, I conducted a miniature literature review. So basically, I selected a bunch of research papers from Google Scholars and researched them. One key research paper had a dataset sample of 590 samples, and it talked about different unit biomarker abundance levels. And basically, it was talking about the potential of unit biomarkers as an alternative diagnostic method. So this is what I wanted to investigate. And through my other papers that I researched, I found that a lot of research papers investigated this exact same data set. And one key research paper talked about a model called the 1DCNN-LSTM model, which is a one-dimensional convolutional neural network. And basically, what these papers did was they used AI models to try and analyze the accuracy for unit biomarkers compared to blood tests and X-rays. So based off of these papers, I came up with my project proposal. My research question, basically, I want to figure out if unit biomarkers have a higher accuracy than blood tests and X-rays, and if they do, why might that be, and how can my research benefit other researchers and be implemented into the healthcare system? So, to reiterate my focus area, I want to diagnose early stage pancreatic cancer since early stage is its only treatable form. And I want to do this using united biomarkers to try and prove that united biomarkers can have a higher diagnostic rate than blood tests and x-rays. So what are my goals? Prove the efficiency of using united biomarkers as a detection basis, compare different AI models, and see which model provides the highest use. And I want to investigate how the best model found works and how its accuracy can help save thousands of additional lives as more cases are detected successfully. So, what resources did I use for this presentation? Well, by working in the summer as a counselor and training for a summer camp, I earned over $2,000. And based off of that, I paid for a machine learning 10-week course where I learned the basics of machine learning and I developed a rudimentary pneumonia detection project. And that really allowed me to get the gist for this project which I'm talking about right now. I found my dataset on Kaggle, which is a website where you can find different datasets to use for your AI models. I used Google Scholars to find a whole bunch of different research papers talking about the dataset that I used, and I used Google Collaboratory to create my model visualization files. So, ethical considerations. Did I get appropriate consent from the dataset owner? Well, the dataset owner is the National Cancer Research Center of Medicine, and they uploaded their dataset onto Kaggle for free. And the link that they provided led to their website. So it's a trustworthy source, and I did get appropriate consent since it's a free. So there was no repercussion of obtaining such a dataset. Now, my actions and challenges. To start, I created a data visualization file for my project to visualize the data and see the correlations between unit biomarker abundance levels. And after that, I created a model training guide. I created a model training file and compared different AI models, and then compared the best model in a model metrics guide. Now, before I talk about the model training, I should talk about the challenge of separability that I saw while doing data visualization. If you look at these pictures, you see a bunch of different box plots and two groups, no cancer and cancer. The box plot's values for each graph lie in the exact same coordinate points, which is a problem because this prevents the computer, the model, from actually knowing the key differences that determine whether someone has or doesn't have pancreatic cancer. And this was evident by the pair plots that I generated earlier. So the left graph dictates pair plots of people with and without pancreatic cancer. The middle and right graphs dictate people with and without pancreatic cancer. The middle graph shows people with pancreatic cancer and their values. The right graph shows people without cancer and their values. And you notice that the plot points lie over each other. And this is a problem. Because to the computer, it doesn't really know the key characteristics that determine whether someone has or doesn't have pancreatic cancer. So from this point, trying to run AI models would be useless as its accuracy wouldn't be valued. And this wasn't really mentioned in other research papers either. In Kaggle, different people researched the same data that I did and trained their own models, but they never separated the data, which means that their models could have went through overfitting. Also, other articles I found in Google Scholars, along with an article that got a 97% accuracy rate using a 1D convolutional neural network, they never mentioned the separability of the dataset, which ponders a question that us researchers can talk about, because separability in the dataset is important, since if there's a good amount of separability, then the model can properly understand what makes someone be in a specific group. So, how did I personally solve this problem of separability? What I did was I added more data based on extreme case values and I implemented these values via parameter tuning. So, what does that mean? Well, I took the extreme case values from people with and without pancreatic cancer and I added more of those points. And by doing that, the model was able to analyze more points of extreme case values for pancreatic cancer people and people without pancreatic cancer. And what this does is it teaches the model specific characteristics and unit biomarker abundance levels that dictate whether someone does or doesn't have pancreatic cancer. And what I also did was through parameter tuning, I made my model stricter, which means that you had to fulfill more requirements in order for the model to say you didn't have pancreatic cancer. Now, this would result in an occasional false positive every now and then. However, by separating the data like this, by adding more extreme case values for people with and without pancreatic cancer, the model actually understands what makes someone have pancreatic cancer and what makes someone do not have pancreatic cancer. And the parameters I specifically used were the number of leaves in one tree, which is basically the number of layers for the random forest model that I used. And for my gradient boosting models, I changed the number of boosting rounds, the learning rate, bagging frequency, and the level of robustity, how much it analyzed each segment of the data set. So these are my overall results. Overall, my gradient boosting models, specifically light GBM, got the highest accuracy rate and AOC score, and followed by XGBoost, which is another gradient boosting model. So from this, you can conclude that gradient boosting models perform the best within the specific data set. And one surprising thing, that the 1DCN-LCM model, which got a 97% accuracy rate in one research paper, when I tried it out, it got a 78% accuracy rate. So, in contrast to the 1DCN-LCM model achieving a 97% accuracy from this research paper, which was published by a university using the same dataset, when I used that model, I got a 78% accuracy. And this questions the parameters used for that specific model that the research paper used. And it also questions how the data was separated in their research paper compared to how I separated it. So, for my research though, LightGBM got the highest performance in these search following scores. In terms of accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score, it scored the highest and thus is the best model for my research. Now, LightGBM got an accuracy rate of 91%. When comparing that to blood tests and X-rays with their accuracies of 80%, that means an additional 11% accuracy rate, while after separating the data set for unit biomarkers, I still got an 11% higher accuracy rate. And this is crucial, this is fundamental and significant to the healthcare system. Because of unit biomarkers, which keep in mind also only take around 3 days to show results compared to blood tests and X-rays, which takes weeks upon weeks to actually show results most of the time. If unit biomarkers are normalized as a conventional diagnostic method, then more people who have pancreatic cancer can actually be diagnosed with it during its early stage, its only treatable stage. And because of that, more people's lives can be saved as they get their pancreatic cancer cases treated, compared to if blood tests and X-rays are used, and more people with pancreatic cancer will slip by and not get detected. That's what happened with my family friend.
Hey, Nivrith, you just have a little over 2 minutes left.
Okay, thank you. So what are the implementations of this? Well, first, did I meet my goals? I believe I proved the efficiency of using linear biomarkers as a detection basis, since I got a 91% boost in accuracy rate. And did I compare different models that are commonly used in AI detection mechanisms? Yes. Gradient boosting models, in my case, I believe they did the best because gradient boosting models take each piece of data into account, when the other pieces of models that I use take the general patterns of models and use that in their accuracy performances. Now, did I investigate how the best model found contributes to the constant struggle of pancreatic cancer detection? Yes, because with my 91% accuracy rate, approximately 11% more cases of people who have pancreatic cancer can get diagnosed, which can help save thousands of additional lives. So, how can this be implemented? If we normalize linear biomarkers as a diagnostic method, then they can replace X-rays and blood tests, which will result in more true cases of pancreatic cancer being detected in the early stages, thus allowing for more lives to be saved with early treatability. So, what are my personal development and future plans? Well, I personally have enhanced my emotional maturity and I have more insight into the field of machine learning. And I believe that with my concept of separability, this prompts engagement and discussion for researchers to talk about. And I already have a project proposal for a future plan involving X-rays and image classification. And while I'm not working on this project right now, I believe that this project proposal can further the research in pancreatic cancer detection and thus save more lives. And without further ado, that's my presentation. Thank you for listening to me.